Got the Melo Build going here. What's up? This is my first video. Contrast gaming. Got the mid-range finisher build on Carmelo Anthony. I made him. He's 6'8", 230. Made him right on, or 220. I made him right on Melo's size. I blew it right there on a green 3. Last year I had a slashing shot creator, which is basically what this is this year. And my first build I made was an interior force. Always like using a big man, but it's a little bit the same thing over and over when you're the big man. You know, and everyone's using the glass clean and lockdown. You see that build everywhere now. So I want to come up with something that I thought was fun. I think the shooting in this year is a little bit easier. You get a little more space. So that's why I wanted to go with a shooter. But I'm kind of nuts and I can never just go one way. So I went ahead and I wanted to make Melo, and I thought it was pretty accurate. I saw some Melo builds that were 100% shooting. And I definitely think that's Melo's quality. He's definitely up there, especially on his mid-range shooting. His threes were never like a 90 in the NBA, in any of the ratings. You know, I think maybe they made like an old version of him that could shoot like a 93, but that was kind of like that revisionist history thing. But Melo was never rated that high at a 3, and always was rated about like I think a 90, like a 92 is his highest mid-range, maybe 95 in one of the games. So, passing ain't there yet, you see. But also can't talk and play at the same time. It'll mess me up a little bit, but. Anyway, guy maxes out at a 75. That's twice now. 75 mid-range, 80 mid-range, 75 3, and I got the driving ability too, which I think is really more accurate to Melo. I got the 75 post fade that we'll hit with, and being able to finish inside when a little bit of traffic, and hit open shots, hip drifting shots, be able to shoot, get the separation. That's really what Melo needs. Be able to triple threat. Needs to be able to do inside and outside. So I knew when I made this build and I saw a mid-range finisher that I had done the right thing. Okay, I got no shot meter on because I just saw the video of Mike Wang saying you got to get no shot meter, get those boosts. So this is the practice time. I'm at 82 overall. The mid-range is only at a 75 right now, but I am hitting greens, contested greens. I'm hitting contested deep greens as well. So if you're still trying to figure out what build to make, if you don't know how to build, basically the first part where you're choosing the pie charts for everything is the first piece of it, and then really what you choose as your takeover is really what defines it. So like I said, for this build it was a small forward, 6'8", 220 for Melo, and I was able to get the shooting and the inside game and a little bit of the rebound. I made sure I upped the rebounding. I gave him no post hook because while Melo would flick a few in there, I really wasn't what he was trying to do. So I can make sure I get those D boards up, because he did have a few seasons where he averaged 8 boards a game, which is important to have. But like I said, I put the slasher on the takeover because what I want to be able to do is get that takeover and really threaten people and have them sit back, and I can just pop the mid-range shot right in their face, which is typical Melo. So right now, let me just shut up and try to focus up on getting this going, because this is not going to get me more playing time the way it is. There's the green right there. Boom. Something I like about this year, I mean, I always benefited from in the past. Definitely down this year, I was a swipe fiend. And I've never made a lockdown because It's just too much one thing. I need to have balance when I play the game. I can't have just one skill, which is why I made the Melo build. But I like this year, and if you reach, you're gonna get taught. Definitely a big thing this year. Let me just take a minute to talk about contrast gaming. That's this page. That's my page. Called contrast gaming because this is a cutscene I haven't seen yet. It's gonna rip us. So I call contrast gaming because so much of what I see when I hit the park in 2K, or when I play Madden, I play some MUT, it's the same thing, you know. In 2K, like, already you see everyone has got the glass cleaning lockdowns, or, you know, we're seeing a lot of the offensive threats, or what else are we seeing a lot of? I would say those two are probably the top two I've seen. The biggest glitchy one I've seen so far is the 3-level score. I played a guy who was a power forward, 3-level score, a little shorter. And the athleticism, I don't know what the guy had set up yet. I don't know if he had skill boosts on or whatever it was. He was just way too athletic. And while I was playing with my center, so I get why he would drive by, it was just too much. And I always like the 2K series. I'm someone that goes back to, I'm old. I go back to the old 2K football series. I love the 2K basketball series. They're my favorite games because they always tried, and they continue to. I think this year is another example of that. Try to make the game as realistic as possible. Real true sim experience opposed to an arcade experience. I think Madden's obviously arcade experience. You know, they do some sim things. You know, they tease us sim fans in there, and they get some stuff in there that looks good each year. You know, I love the skills they put in for Madden this year, but 2K basketball has been the truest franchise in sports gaming, easily. So back to contrast gaming, and I like to call it that because I think everyone is, and it makes sense. Everyone's going to try and take the game, break it down, and figure out exactly what they want to do. That's going to make it the easiest. That's going to make their success the easiest, make their player building the easiest they can do. The way I play this Melo build, it might not be the easiest. It's probably the most fun I'll have, but the easiest for me would probably make that glass cleaning lockdown. Or really, the first build I made in the builder that I love was the Paint Beast, which was finishing in defense, basically the Dwight Howard build. Now, if I went with that, you know, I think it'd be quite easy, and I'd be rolling through, getting a lot of wins, getting high teammate grades. You know, and that's definitely the way to go if that's what you're trying to do. But I like to have, I'll have 2-3 builds a year. I'll probably spend at the most like an extra 100 on NBA throughout the year. I don't like to go crazy with it, but NBA is a game that I respect and appreciate a lot. So I was pissed about the microtransactions when they started, but what can I say? It's the new era of gaming, and it's here to stay, I guess. But contrast gaming is all about, you know, playing how you want to play, having fun with it, and not being. I love being competitive. That's why I'm here playing this stuff, because competing is fun. But these guys, some guys are out here making a living on it. You know, I represent the guy that's not doing that. I work a full-time job. I work in schools. You know, I'm trying to start a family, trying to buy a home, trying to do all these other things that I just don't have the lifestyle that some of these other guys have, and it's not that I want it, but I think there's a group of us out here that, you know, we're not going to be the elites, you know, but we're going to be amateurs that like to play and really like the sport. You know, we don't have the time to study the game the way a lot of these guys do, and I got a lot of respect for how they do it, that they take it seriously. It's a business now. But, you know, contrast gaming is about, you know, just having fun and being respectful to the sim style overall. You know, if my good buddy I play with, Mbino34, you'll see us on here. You know, we play mud squads, duos, and you know, we'll hit the park together. You know, our biggest thing is if it doesn't look right, then there's no point. You know, that's really what turns us off the most. You know, I don't think a lot of guys are like that. I think a lot of guys are thinking, you know, look, I scored, period, deal with it. And it's a little bit of a tough playground mentality, but which I get. But like I said, that's not what we're about. It's not how we play it. Right now, trying to get this shooting badge going. I need that quick draw for this Melo build. Not the shot meter, having a hard time adjusting. I'm never passing on this drill. Got to get it up in the air. Mike Wang said you get that penalty for not getting close to perfect on these at the shot meter. So, but I'll got to get in that. If I get in that sweet spot, I'll get the boost. See, I think these are going in. Playing the fool right now. Maybe the ball is on you. Notice you get SWAT going to the hoop a lot more this year. I get that corner 3 drill again. I think I'm going to get my first shooting badge, get that quick draw. Might be in business. There it is. Well, the most I've gotten on this drill is, you see right there, I got the 12. The most I've gotten is a 13, which will get you the 3 stars. But that is by far the most amount of greens I've gotten. So it's hard to tell what's the key. I think as I get better, this shot meter being off will be the way to go. So I think I'm just going to keep it the way it is for now. This take charge drill is just hilarious. Every single one of these is a blocking foul. He's just tripping them. I appreciate it though. I gotta get that D badge. I'm pretty sure I'll put them all. I'll try to get Intimidator as high as I can. I think that's the most important badge to have on defense this year. Oh, that's not right. He didn't charge. I did pre-order the Legend Edition with Dwayne Wade for the extra 100 VC. Unfortunately, I didn't put it on this build. I put it right on my interior forest build right away. So that is actually the same build for a center that I made for the Melo. So shooting and finishing. What I really wanted to do on the center build I made was make an inside force, someone who could drop step, finish layups no problem, hit the post fade, play that game, and still be able to threaten from the outside. Almost like a slashing post scorer from last year, which I never made, but I liked when I saw it in action. The post scores obviously were ridiculous last year, and I just think it was important this year to try and get on top of that. This drill's a lot harder this year, in my opinion. There we go. If you take that nice deep angle on it, you usually get a better shot going offhand. Green layup there. Alright, 3 stars, I'll take it. I think the way to get better this year, as always, is by playing those career games. You know, that's how you get the points. It's going to take a lot to get the badges this year. You see those meters going up. It's definitely tough. I just remember Chris Paul's on the Thunder. I forgot about that. Alright, so that's going to do it for this first broadcast. This is Contrast Gaming. Just showing you, explaining to you what I'm doing here. what I'm doing with the Melo build. But if you are a casual gamer, if you are old, if you hate bratty ass kids in the park that think it's all about showing off, if you're a little old school, then you're gonna like how we do things. You're gonna like how we think. So check us out, see what we're all about, and hope to see you guys out there soon.